feeling. If you crush on me, you need to know my story. But don't get too close to me, cause I need my fantasy. Here I am.
Hi everyone, my name is Elizabeth Peters and this is my reading review. Typically, I like to read a lot of fantasy and a lot of romance, but I also like to expand my horizons and try to read a little bit of everything. So every year I try to read a little bit more of the science fiction, a little bit more non-fiction, memoirs, things like that. So today, the first books that I would like to talk about are both by R.F. Kuang, and I'm talking about the books Babel, or the Necessity of Violence, and Yellowface. Both of these I read in the past month, and I can't believe I waited this long to read this author. So Babel, or the Necessity of Violence, is about a young man in 1828. His name is Robin Swift from Canton, China, and he is taken by a professor to study linguistics, which is his passion. He's taken to Oxford, which is a real-life university, but in this novel, it is more of a fictional universe where they're able to use what they are finding in Babel and then create kind of like these silver bars that have like a magical property to them. And when you're first starting off this book, you start to notice that there are themes of racism against this Chinese man entering an English university. You notice the sense of sexism, that the men are treated better than the women in the college and the university, and that you feel this tension brewing from the beginning. And the main theme of the novel is a revolution able to happen without violence, or are you able to take down from the inside? I think that this was such a beautifully written book, and this was the first R.F. Kuang book that I ever read, and I would rate it 5 out of 5 stars, and I think that this was a great place to start with reading R.F. Kuang. Next, I read Yellowface, which is her recent release. This is set in modern day. June Hayward is a struggling author, and she is friends with Athena Liu, who is the top-selling author. They both went to Yale together, and they were supposed to become the top rising stars of the literary world. June feels stunted in the publishing world because of her skin color, that she is white, and she feels that all of the publishers and all the New York Times are looking for authors of color, and they're only going to promote diverse authors, and so she feels that she's being set back. And then eventually Athena Liu dies, and June has the opportunity to steal her manuscript, which is written about Chinese laborers in World War I. And there are a lot of questions where June's saying that this story had to be told by someone. Why can't it be told by her? If she is going out and doing the research, then why can't it count as her book? Is she culturally appropriating the information in this book? And a lot of people call her out for being racist. And this book is so compelling. You are immediately immersed into this world and in her mind, and you hate her. You hate all of her, the things that she's saying and the way that she thinks about people of color. And you can notice that the small discrepancies about how she views Asian people, how she views Asian food. There's times where June is talking about Chinese takeout, and she's saying that it's just so greasy and disgusting, and she hates it, it makes her stomach turn. But then she'll go around and then say that French fries and chicken fingers, and she's oh, those are the foods that she craves and make her feel comfortable, and she needs that greasy goodness. And you can just see that the parallel of how she's viewing she's using the same word greasy, but in 2 different contexts with a racial connotation. So this was the second book that I read by R.F. Kuang, and again, I would rate it 5 stars. I think this was an absolutely phenomenal book, and these are both, Babel and Yellowface are both standalone novels that you can read in any order. You don't have to even read them together the same month. I was just on an R.F. Kuang kick. So for now, that is 2 books with 5 stars, so I think that's 10 stars. Thanks everyone!